Greetings, my peeps, and welcome to the All Things Basketball Podcast with your boy GD. In this episode, MLK Day games. We'll discuss all the games that were played on this prestigious day. Also, Midseason awards, guys. I got, the major awards. I'll tell you my three candidates, and I'll give you my thoughts. All that and more. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Okay, guys, it's your boy GD back with the All Things Basketball with GD podcast. And guys, we are in the midst of week 14. I gave you the week 13 recap, guys. Few news items I didn't get to. I'll do those first before we get into the MLK Day games and then my mid-season awards. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So, a couple of items before we get into that. Dell Curry, guys. He's going to have his jersey retired in Charlotte. He played for the Charlotte Hornets for 10 years, guys. So he's going to have his jersey retired on March 19th. And this will be a home game versus the Orlando Magic. Now, like I said, he played for them 10 years, played 701 games for them. He only started in 77 of those games, guys. He had a 14-point average for them. Shot it for his career as a Hornet, over 46%, over 40% from three, guys, and then above 85% from the free throw line. So Dell Curry to be honored as for his years as a Charlotte Hornet, and he'll get his jersey retired. So kudos to him for that. Now, when we think about Dell Curry, of course, obviously you think about his sons, Steph and Seth, being that they're both Golden State Warriors now. Here's how their schedule looks, because you got to think that Steph and Seth will want to be there to see his father get honored. So here's how their schedule shakes out. March 18th, a day before the jersey retirement, they'll be at Boston, guys. So they'll already be on the East Coast. They'll be at Boston. They'll have a day off in between, and then the following game is on March 20th, and that's at Detroit. So theoretically, they can actually be in attendance for their father's retirement ceremony in Charlotte. So I'll be interested to see. I think they'll be there. I don't think there'll be any qualms about that. I think they'll be in the building for that, for sure. So, and the way the schedule shakes out, they actually have an opportunity to do so. So there you go. But Dell Curry, I gave you his career numbers. As far as his numbers as a Charlotte Hornet and where he ranks, he's first in games played, guys. Third in minutes played all time. Second in career field goals made. He's also first in 2-point goals made. He's second in 3-point goals made, right behind Kemba Walker. He's second in points behind Kemba Walker. And he's fourth in steals, guys. So much deserved honor for Dell Curry, where he played the bulk of his career, guys. So kudos to to Dell Curry and the Curry family. I know that'll be a fine day for them to celebrate. And of course, I will cover it when it happens. So there you go. All right, so that's that bit of news. Kyle Lowry, guys. He makes what would be his last appearance in Toronto. And Toronto's a place where he spent 9 seasons, guys. And in 2019 is when they grabbed the championship with him as their lead guard. So Kyle Lowry, he makes his final appearance on January 12th in a Philadelphia 76ers win. And towards the end of that game, the fans were chanting, "We want Lowry." So they wanted to see Lowry on the court one last time in Toronto, and they got their wish. The coach, Nick Nurse, honored that, and rightfully so, being that he was actually the coach who led Toronto to that title. So he honored the wishes of the fans, doing the right thing and giving Kyle Lowry a couple of minutes on the floor, So, but Kyle Lowry being honored in Toronto and what would be his last appearance there, because in all likelihood, guys, it looked like he'll be retiring after the season. Again, he spent 9 seasons there, 6 All-Star appearances as a Toronto Raptor. And once he was All-NBA third team. So you got to think in future, speaking of jersey retirements, don't be surprised, guys, if you hear that Kyle Lowry, when all is said and done, will get his jersey hanged in the rafters at the Toronto Arena. So there you go. All right, guys. So let us go right to the MLK Day games. A lot of drama, guys. So we'll get right into it. Let's start with the first game. The first game, Milwaukee Bucks visiting the Atlanta Hawks. Now, it's in Atlanta, guys, rightfully so. This is where the Honorable Martin Luther King, his church is there. He's established himself there, family and everything, the whole ball of wax. So I thought it was a misstep. I think it was last year or the year before where they had Atlanta play, but on the road. I think that was highly, I don't want to say disrespectful, but not honoring the tradition of Atlanta playing, having that home game on Martin Luther King's Day. So there you go. But they had it this time, playing the Milwaukee Bucks. And actually, they lose this game, guys. 112 to 110. And a game where Milwaukee led big at halftime, guys. 54 to 38. But Atlanta found a way to climb back into it. And for me, the big numbers here, field goal percentage. Milwaukee, 39 for 79, thus shooting it above 48%. And Atlanta just 39 of 96. So that's 17 more shots to make the same amount of baskets. So putting them at about mid of 40%, about 40.6%. And then you had the 3-point goal disparity. Milwaukee, 16 for 36, shooting at 44.4%. And Atlanta, who prized themselves on the three ball, just 12 of 42, guys, with a percentage of 28.6. Oof, that's not good. Giannis led the way, guys. 21 points, 17 rebounds, 6 assists for them. And also, guys, well, that's what he did for the Bucks. Now, for the Hawks, Nickeil Alexander Walker, who's playing very well, guys. 32 points. He sank 7 threes in that game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Jalen Johnson continued his outstanding play, 28 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists. And Dyson Daniels with a near triple-double, 17 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds, and plus added the 3 steals. So Milwaukee snaps a 3-game losing streak, and they get the win on the road, 112 to 110. Let us continue. The next game on the schedule. And I believe when the schedule makers were putting together the schedule, they figured that OKC will be a top team in the West and Cleveland be a top team in the East. Well, they were half right, guys. OKC goes to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Cleveland, who's been struggling this year, guys, they get the loss here to OKC, 136 to 104. In a game where OKC pretty much had their way with them at halftime. They were leading 66 to 51. In this game, field goal percentage, guys, the big difference maker here. OKC went 50 for 90, thus giving them a 55.6%. That's their percentage from the field. And then Cleveland Cavaliers, 34 of 91, giving them a 37.4% from the field. Not good. And then from 3, OKC, 23 of 47. That puts them a shade under 49%. And Cleveland, a team that kind of prides itself on its three-point shooting as well. 8 for 35, shooting it under 23%. Ouch. So there you go. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leads the way with 30 points and two block shots. Chet Holmgren, who has been playing well this season, guys, 28 points. He knocks down 4 threes, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks for him as well. And on the Cavaliers side, Donovan Mitchell, 19 points, shot it just 5 of 18 from the field, guys. 1 of 9 from 3. 4 rebounds, 3 steals. And Jalen Tyson, who has been playing very well, 16 points, 10 rebounds, so he gets the double-double, 4 assists. But OKC, now winners of the 6 of their last 7 games. So starting to heat up again, OKC is. So there you go. All right, let us continue on. The LA Clippers, they come east to play the Washington Wizards, guys. And they get the win, guys. 110 to 106, guys. In a game that was kind of tight overall. Clippers only winning by 1 at halftime. But I think the major point here was the free throws. The Clippers went to the line 38 times, Washington just 22 times. And with that, LA makes 33 of the 38, whereas Washington 19 of the 22. So there you go. That's 14 points right there. A 14-point swing as far as that goes. Leading the way for the Clippers, James Harden, 36 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. Ivica Zubac with the double-double, 14 points, 12 rebounds for him. And then for Washington, Alex Sarr, who's been playing very well, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. And Keyshawn George, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. So the LA Clippers get their 6th straight win, guys. So LA Clippers starting to heat up a little bit, and things are starting to unravel for some teams in the West. So look out. The Clippers may be charging up the standings as we speak. So we'll see what happens there. But Clippers get the win on the road. Oh, by the way, so far, 3 games, 3 road wins. Then we have the Dallas Mavericks coming to Madison Square Garden to play the New York Knicks. And mind you, the Knicks came into this game probably the healthiest they've been in a few weeks or months. Everyone was healthy for this one. But yet, Knicks came out flat. In fact, so flat that at halftime, Dallas was winning 75-47. That's the most points the Knicks gave up this season thus far at the half. And it didn't get any better, guys. It didn't get any better. Dallas ends up getting the win, guys, 114-97. So Knicks have now lost 4 straight games. Not good. A lot of panic going on in Gotham City. So we'll see how things shake out from there. The stats that stick out, field goal percentage, Dallas 40 of 82, putting them just under 49% from the field. And then the Knicks 38 of 95, which puts them at about 40% or so from the field. Not good. From 3, I don't know. These teams now are killing the Knicks from 3. They go 15 of 32, just a shade under 47%. And the Knicks, 9 of 31 at 29%. Oh, good gracious. Max Christie, of all people, led them in scoring 26 points. He drops 8 threes in the game. It was reminiscent of what I saw on New Year's Eve with Julian Champagnie when he killed the Knicks from 3. I had flashbacks there. He also got 6 rebounds. Najee Marshall, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. And Cooper Flagg, in his first appearance at Madison Square Garden, a modest 18 points and 7 rebounds for him. And for the Knicks, Karl-Anthony Towns, 22 points, 18 rebounds, 4 assists. Jalen Brunson didn't shoot it all that well, guys, but he also has 22 points and 6 assists. So Dallas gets the road win. So 4 games, 4 road wins. Let us continue. The San Antonio Spurs, guys. Playing at home, playing the Utah Jazz, and they get the win, guys. 123-110. And the major stat here, field goal percentage, guys. Seem like we got a theme going on here. The Spurs, 44 for 79, putting them at just under 56% from the field. And then for the Utah Jazz, 37 for 92, putting them above 40%. Victor Wembanyama, fantastic game, 33 points, 7 threes he made within that, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Stephon Castle, 18 points and 8 assists. And then for the Jazz, Keyonte George, 30 points, guys. He drops 4 threes along with 6 assists. And Joseph Nurkic, who, oddly, the Utah Jazz have had him not play these past 3 games. It wasn't injury, wasn't anything like that. Just DMPs, guys. So the Utah Jazz, you just never know what they're doing as far as personnel is going. But anyhow, Nurkic, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. So are they lining this up to make a trade? We'll see. Trade deadline, by the way, is coming very soon. In fact, within the next 2 weeks. So there you go. Let us continue. San Antonio gets the win. So first home team to get the win on MLK Day. Let's continue. The Philadelphia 76ers hosting the Indiana Pacers, guys. And they get the win, 113-104. And actually, they were losing at the half to Indiana, 55-50. But they turned things around, guys. The big stats here. Free throws. The Sixers went to the line 36 times. Man. Whereas the Indiana Pacers just 14. So big, huge difference there. Philly makes 24 of those, and Indiana makes 11 of the 14. So there you go. And then turnovers, Indiana with 22, and the Sixers just 8. So major difference there. Joel Embiid leads the way, 30 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. And Tyrese Maxey, who's been absolutely balling this season, 29 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and get this, 8 steals, guys. Wow. So Tyrese Maxey having a whale of a game. And for the Pacers, Andrew Nembhard, 25 points, 5 assists, and Pascal Siakam with 24 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. But Philly is starting to get healthy now, and they get the win here over the Pacers. Let us continue. The Brooklyn Nets, playing in Barclays Center, faces the Phoenix Suns, who've been out east as of late and taking care of business too, by the way. And they do it in this one, 126-117. In a game where it was kind of close at the half. They were leading by 4. And then in the second half, they kind of opened things up a bit. The big stat in this game, 3-point percentage. Phoenix goes 20 of 39, giving them just above 51%. And Brooklyn, 15 of 38, putting them at not even but close to 40%. And then the rebounds story. Phoenix Suns 47 to Brooklyn's 34. So there you have it. Leading the way, Dillon Brooks. I tell you something, guys. Dillon Brooks has played a heck of a season thus far. 27 points. He hits 6 threes in this game. 5 rebounds for him. Devin Booker, 24 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds for him. So that's the Phoenix story, along with Colin Gillespie, who's having a fantastic year. 22 points. He drops 5 threes, also 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and leading the way for Brooklyn. Michael Porter Jr. didn't shoot it all that great, but he got 23 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals for the Nets. So Phoenix gets the road win. Marquee game of the night, I feel. The Detroit Pistons at home facing the Boston Celtics. The 2 top teams in the East right now. Surprisingly to many. And they were locked in a close one, guys. In fact, Detroit led this at the half 59-51. Boston, a team that's not going to lay down, got it close. But Detroit ends up getting the win here, 104-103, despite Jaylen Brown missing a jumper that would have got Boston the win. But that wasn't to be, guys. So Detroit gets the win here. And the big stat story, turnovers. Boston with 14 to Detroit's 8. Tobias Harris leads them with 25 points. Jalen Duren, who's come back as of recently, I said it in the last episode, 18 points, 9 rebounds. And Cade Cunningham with a double-double, 16 points, 14 assists, and 2 blocks, guys. Jaylen Brown continues his torrid play, 32 points, 11 rebounds, although he missed a jumper that would have got the win. And then Peyton Pritchard with 17 points. And then the game that concluded the night, which ended on a bad note. Golden State Warriors, they're facing the Miami Heat. And Golden State gets the win here, 132-112. But guys, although they get the win, they suffer a huge loss here, guys. They led it at halftime, 70-66, and then blew it open in the second half. Big stats in the game. Field goal percentage, guys. Golden State, 49 of 95, well over 51%. And Miami, 39 of 99, putting them well under 40%, guys. And then from 3, Golden State, 24 of 51, Miami just 13 of 45. Brandon Podemski leads the way, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Steph with just 19 points. And he drops 5 threes in the game along with 11 assists, so he gets a double-double. Jimmy Butler, 17 points, 4 assists, 2 steals. But guys, in the third quarter, he goes down, and I saw the play, guys. Oh, my gosh. It's one of those kind of freak plays, but he comes down awkward, grabbing his knee, and it didn't look good, guys. It didn't look good. And the reports are out now. Jimmy Butler out with a torn ACL. Absolutely crushing blow for the Golden State Warriors. And I think this puts a pin in their postseason hopes. And, you know, the irony of all of this is this happens while playing his old ball club, the Miami Heat. So there it is there. And just to put a wrap on the game itself, for Miami, Norman Powell leads the way, 21 points. Andrew Wiggins, 18 points and 5 rebounds. So now with the Jimmy Butler injury, guys, so you're going to have to need guys to step up. Guys like Podemski, like he did tonight, Moses Moody, and a few others. But here's what I'll say. And I haven't reported on it, but I'll talk about it now. Jonathan Kuminga, not happy with his situation in Golden State, and he has requested a trade. Now, see, this is my problem when it comes to Steve Kerr. You alienated this player so badly that now that you lost to Jimmy Butler, Kuminga would have been an easy fit. I don't want to say easy, but he would have been the perfect fit to slide in there now that you lost to Jimmy Butler. But the fact that you alienated this player, and the fences cannot be mended at this point, guys. The man wants a trade. He wants out of Golden State. And to be honest with you, I can't blame him, because you look at how he's been treated. You think back to the playoffs last season and how he wasn't hardly playing in that. And, Steve Kerr would say, oh, it's because of matchups and this and that. But you're doing a disservice to the kid. The kid needs to go somewhere where he can show what he has, man. That's what you need to do. So he will be on the move. Here's what I'll say. There's a trade out there for Golden State if they want it. There's a trade out there for them if they want it. You're going to have to give up Kuminga and a few pieces to do it, but you can rescue a guy like Kevin Porter Jr. and bring him over, and you kind of right the ship. So right now it looks like he's a guy who will probably be on the block. You bring it back a Kuminga, he can go to Brooklyn and put up numbers. So if you're Golden State, that's an option for you. That's an option that's there for you at the trade deadline. So will they do it? We'll see. But I think the ship has sailed on Kuminga remaining a Golden State Warrior. So this is probably the best move that's out there. Go get your Michael Porter Jr., bring him back over here. Combine him with a Steph. Combine him with a Draymond. Combine him with what you have over there. And, hey, you make a run. At least this is a player who's won a championship, which he did with the Denver Nuggets. So that's the move that's out there, guys. Can he pull it off? We'll see. So there you go. So, all right, guys. So that is it for the MLK Day games. Let us move to the Midseason Awards, guys. I'm only going to talk about the 7 major awards. You have the Hustle Award, you have the Clutch Player Award, you have the Executive of the Year Award. I think it's too early to gauge that as far as Executive of the Year. I think it's kind of early to make that kind of determination. Usually the team that fares well at the trade deadline, usually that exec has an advantage coming into the end of the season. So I'll hold off on those 3. But let us start with Rookie of the Year, guys. I see 3 guys. With all these, I'm going to give you 3 guys there. maybe additional guy. It depends. We'll see. But I'll give you the three guys who I think will be candidates and who I think will win it thus far at the midseason point. Cooper Flagg, obviously, the Dallas Mavericks. He's played 41 games, scoring nearly 19 points a game, over 6 rebounds, over 4 assists, and well over a steal per game. Then you have Knueppel of the Charlotte Hornets. He played 42 games. He's averaging 19 points, guys. Over 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. And then Derik Queen, guys. He's played 44 games, guys, averaging well over 12.5 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, over 4 assists, 1 steal, and oh, by the way, he has 2 triple-doubles, something that no rookie can boast of as of now. So I think those are the 3 candidates. I would say it'll probably go to Cooper Flagg. If it's close, I think it goes to Cooper Flagg. So I'll say at this point right now, Cooper Flagg. Yeah, I'll say Cooper Flagg. So there you go. All right. Most improved player, guys. Now, I have 3 guys and I have an additional guy. First guy, Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks, his numbers have been impressive. And the thing is, this is the healthiest he's been since his sophomore season in the NBA. 41 games played, averaging 23 points, over 10 rebounds, 8 assists, well over a steal per game. So Jalen Johnson, absolutely balling. Bunch of triple doubles as well for the Atlanta Hawks. And then your next player, Deni Avdija. He's Avdija, for the Portland Trailblazer. He's absolutely playing, guys. I think he's definitely in the running. He has to be for an all-star spot. He has to be, especially given the fact that he's an international player. I think even more so, I see him making it. 41 games played, over 26 points per game, over 7 rebounds, and nearly 7 assists. So Avdija, you have to put him in the conversation for most improved player. And then Keyonte George, a guy who wasn't exactly guaranteed a starting spot, but due to Isaiah Collier not being ready for the start of the season, Keyonte George has taken that spot in the lineup, man. 42 games played, 24 points per game, nearly 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal per game, guys. So those are your 3 that I'm looking at. Now, I added Austin Reeves into the mix. I actually was going to have him until I took a look at Keontae's numbers, and I said, no, you can't snub the kid. But Austin Reeves, guys, he's played 23 games, averaging well over 26.5 points, over 5 rebounds, well over 6 assists, and a steal per game. And guys, as it stands right now, he's played the 23 games. He has there's 41 games left for the Lakers. So that would put him, if he were to be healthy as of today and played all the games, that would give him 64. So he'll be somewhere on the peripheral as far as the games that, although Sengun I think it was a season or two back. He ended up being in the running, although he didn't make the 65 game threshold. They had some kind of rule in place where he was in the running. I still don't know how they did that, but I digress. In fact, that was 2 seasons ago because I was talking about Dante DiVincenzo. Yeah, so it was about 2 years back. So, yeah, so Austin Reeves, I think he'll be on the outside looking in, but if there's a way for them to maneuver the numbers, he could be in the running if he gets enough games. I think 60 games will probably put him in the running. So, but he doesn't have a lot of wiggle room. So there's that. But those are your most improved players. Let's continue. Defensive player of the year. And, you know, this is a stat. This is a category where it can get a little murky, a little wonky. You have to look at defensive rating. You have to look at, you know, all these different stats that, you know, they are measured, but they're more advanced stats. So my candidates are Evan Mobley, obviously, Cleveland Cavaliers. Victor Wembanyama, I think, could be in the running. And Chet Holmgren. All these guys have been healthy for the most part. So I think these are the 3 guys who could be in the mix for the Defensive Player of the Year. So there you have that. 6th Man of the Year. Now, I have these 3 candidates. I think there are definitely 3 that you have to consider. Brice Sensabaugh for the Utah Jazz. He's come on as of late. He's played in 41 games. He's started in 9 games, so he reaches the threshold as far as a bench player goes. Nearly 12 points per game and 3 rebounds. But I think this number is going to start to climb because he's starting to get confidence as a bench player coming in to light it up. So in fact, his last game or so, he had 43 points coming off the bench. So, but Brice Sensabaugh for the Utah Jazz. Keldon Johnson for the San Antonio Spurs. He's played 43 games, guys, so he's appeared in every game. He hasn't started as of yet, guys. Over 13 points per game and over 6 rebounds. So Keldon Johnson finding his place with the San Antonio Spurs, coming off their bench, giving them firepower, and a guy I think could be in the running for 6th Man of the Year. And then Anfernee Simons for the Boston Celtics. 42 games played, and he hasn't started in any of them. So there you go there. He's averaging 14 points, guys, 2.5 assists, nearly 2.5 rebounds. So Anfernee Simons is another guy who's accepted the role of coming off the bench and flourishing in that role. So these are the 3 guys that I think could be in the running. So there you go. Coach of the Year. I think this is going to be a really tough one, guys. I give you 3 candidates that I think when season's end, if everything bodes well, these will be the 3 guys. JB Bickerstaff for the Detroit Pistons, leading the East, guys, currently at 31-10. So he's one of your candidates. Mitch Johnson for the San Antonio Spurs, getting his first full season on the job now. 30-13, 2nd in the West, guys, which nobody in the world thought they're well ahead of schedule, guys, this young team. So San Antonio with Mitch Johnson leading the way. Another candidate for Coach of the Year. And David Adelman, guys. Now, this is his first full season. Remember, they let go of Mike Malone and they gave him the interim job. Now his full first season, and it's had adversity, guys. He's without the Joker for about 4 weeks or so, and he still has these guys in third in the West. Mind you, he had other players who had long-term injuries like Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown, and he still has these guys afloat somehow. So I think David Adelman should get consideration as Coach of the Year for the Denver Nuggets. So those are the 3 guys I'm looking at as far as Coach of the Year. Now, of course, the big one, MVP, guys. Now, this, I feel, we have now knocked the Joker out of the mix because of the 4 weeks that he'll miss. He'll miss that threshold of 65 games. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is, I think you could put him there every single year. 42 games he's played, nearly 32 points, over 6 assists, well over 4 rebounds, well over a steal per game. So SGA, somebody you can always throw in the mix there as far as MVP goes. The best player playing for the top team. Victor Wembanyama, I think he's played 29 games, guys, averaging nearly 25 points, nearly 11 rebounds, and well over 2 blocks and a half per game. Now, he only has 39 games left, guys. So that gives him a window of, he has to play 36 of those 39. If he slides under that, then he's out of the running for MVP. So if in that case, I have a backup player. So, but I think Victor Wembanyama belongs in the MVP conversation. And then Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics. Boston, everybody had written them off. Myself kind of included, but I knew they would battle. But as far as them being being the second ranked team in the East, I didn't have that on my bingo card, guys. I got to admit that. But he's balling. 39 games played, nearly 30 points, well over 6.5 rebounds, nearly 5 assists. So Jaylen Brown, a major reason why Boston is in the running. Of course, the fantastic coaching also of Joe Mazzulla, but Jaylen Brown balling and a MVP candidate in my eyes. Now, I added another candidate in case Wemby doesn't make the criteria, and that's Cade Cunningham, guys, for the Detroit Pistons. He's played 36 games, guys, averaging nearly 26 points per game, almost 10 assists, nearly 6 rebounds, and then almost a steal and a half per game. So Cade Cunningham, the best player in the East for the best team in the Eastern Conference, Cade Cunningham could slide in there. It's been that kind of season where things are just weird, guys. But I don't believe Luka will be in the mix. I don't believe Giannis will be in the mix as far as the MVP conversation. I mean, unless Lakers go crazy in the second half, possibly Luka could squeeze in there. But right now, I don't have Luka in it. So there you go. All right, guys. So then the last thing I'll talk about is All NBA, and then we'll be done. As far as my All NBA guys, first team, I have SGA, I have Wemby, I have Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey. I mean, the way he's playing, absolutely killing it, guys. And then Cade Cunningham, I put on the first team. Second team, Luka, Jalen Brunson, Giannis, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry. I put them on the second team. So that's your first and second team. I'm not going to go at the third team. I'll just do the first two. So There you go. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. As always, all things basketball with GD.com is the website. There you find my clips, full episodes. Also on the website, my donate buttons. Actually, I was just looking. It's actually on the homepage as you scroll down, my donate buttons. But there's also a donate page as well. PayPal, buy me a coffee, Spotify, donate. So that's all there on the website. YouTube channel, that's up and running. Also, guys, all the podcast platforms, all the ones you like, I'm on there. And then also social media, TikTok, Instagram, some Facebook, some Blue Sky. And that's about the size of it. Guys, the next time you see me, you're going to see the palm trees. You're going to see the sunshine. Live from Hawaii, son. That's what I'm doing. That's how I'm bringing it to y'all, guys. Down in Hawaii, your boy is going to do a live show. I'm looking at Monday. Monday is when I'm looking at doing the live show. I got to double check and make sure, considering my itinerary, that that'll be the play for me to do that. Yeah. I could get away with that. I'll just do it in the evening because I have a tour. I have a tour on that day, but I should be back in time. So it will probably be, because remember too, there's a time difference, guys. So whenever I get back, maybe I'll eat. I'm looking to do it. It's going to be either the Monday or the Tuesday. I got to kind of work it out, so we'll see. All right, guys. So, but it will be live. It'll be either Monday or Tuesday, since I got this excursion here, and I'm not sure, when I get back from the excursion. So your boy got to live it up a little bit. You know how that goes. All right, guys. I thank you for listening. As always, we'll talk soon. We'll talk live from Hawaii the next time you see me. With that said, deuces.